As long as I'm making videos this morning, I guess I'll make another one. I just got an email from someone in Canada, actually. Hang on, I have to find it again. Okay. So it starts out like this. First of all, the subject says, "This has been a long time coming." It starts out, "Hi there, my name is so-and-so. I'm 20 years old, a third-year university student, living at home, da-da-da-da-da." Now and then she starts talking about her mother. I won't give too many of the details, but I'll jump to this part. She said, "I noticed your webpage a few months ago, and I was shocked at how similarly many of the characteristics of an emotionally abusive mother describe my own mom. She is hurtful, critical, hypocritical, and defensive on a daily basis. I can tell you with quite a lot of confidence that I have been yelled at every day of my life since I was..." since I was 14. Unless there have been days I haven't seen her. This includes birthdays, holidays, graduations. Last summer I started keeping track of her many hurtful comments, even recording the things she said to me on my laptop. I've got record of many of the offensive things she has said, all very characteristic of an emotionally abusive mother. For the purpose of keeping this as short as possible, and yet conveying the extent to which this woman portrays everything an emotionally abusive mother is, I copied the test, and I give my responses and sometimes my experiences. Now, let me jump to the next part. She says, any more information you can give me on the subject would be great. She says, "What can I do to," in capital letters, "avoid turning out like that?" Okay, I'll stop there, because we're talking about a third-year university student. She's asking me, who's over in Romania, and she only knows via the internet, to give her some advice. Why in the hell hasn't she gotten any useful advice in all her years of education? She's a third-year university student. And I apologize to those people who don't like strong displays of emotion, but I feel strongly about this, and I think it's healthy for me to display my emotions. I don't just think that, I believe that. So anyhow, my point is, or one of my many points, but this particular point is, why aren't people being taught anything useful about their emotions, about resolving problems, about what emotional abuse is, for example? I just talked to another university student on the bus from Germany. She was riding back from one of the hostels, and here in Brașov, Romania, and I said something about teaching emotional skills and parenting skills, relationship skills, etc. in school, and she said, "Well, I don't think that's really the place for that. I think you learn that from your family and friends." And I said, "Well, what if you happen to have bad examples in your family and friends?" She said, "Well, then you're kind of screwed," or something, she said. But basically, this is my point over and over again, that in schools, young people are not being taught something that's vitally, critically important. Their education is inadequate and incomplete if they're not being taught anything about relationships, and obviously they're not. And I'll jump now to a story from Estonia. When I was visiting a school in Estonia, I asked the English teacher if he had ever had any instruction during his years of education, and I think that I asked this question just after he was telling me that the education system, what he believes, was better during the Soviet time, during the Soviet occupation of Estonia, because for one thing, the teachers had more direct power and control over the students. Now the students have a little bit more freedom. But anyhow, he said the education, basically he was saying the education was better. And I said, but tell me, as you look back, can you think of anything they taught you in school that would be helpful when it came to an argument or a disagreement between you and your wife? And then his face actually turned red, because he realized that it hadn't, and he realized what a huge lack that is in his educational experiences or in his education. So this is my point, that something major is being left out of the education system, and that is education on relationships, education on problem solving, education on communicating emotions. For example, how to communicate emotions with simple 3-word sentences like I feel, and then a word. For example, I feel jealous, I feel unloved. They don't teach you how to do this in school. They could, but they don't. So anyhow, I'm going to send a link to this video to the 20-year-old third-year university student who just wrote me as a response to her video, but I'll also suggest that she read the chapter on parenting from my 1996 book, and I'll put a plug-in for it called EQ for Everybody. There's a free copy of it, by the way, online at my website, which is www.eqi.org, just in case anybody doesn't know that, and I don't take the time to put in a little clip at the end showing it. Anyhow, it's chapter 10 from the book, and also she could read the suggestions on understanding, read the section on respect on my website, and read the section on personal relationships. And she can easily find those just by going to the search the site option and typing in all those different terms. Bye.